Alrighty guys, come plant my summer veggie garden with me. It was a beautiful day, but first things first I had to drop off my car to get fixed because my brakes were kind of wonky. But that's okay because that just meant that when it was time to go get the plants I got to take my boyfriend's car instead. And this farm that I went to is my absolute favorite. It's called the Farmer's Daughter and it's like way down in the south of my state and it is just such a beautiful place. I think it's family run, I'm not entirely sure, but I know that everything is organic, homegrown, and it's not like, I don't know, Home Depot quality. And they have literally everything you could ever want. If you want shrubs, they got it. You want trees, they got it. Flowers, yes. Veggies, yes. Fruits, yes. Herbs, yes. They have like literally everything. I was going there for tomatoes, eggplants, peppers, and a good few herbs, as well as some zucchinis. And look at this little purple flower on the pepper plant. I love things with purple flowers, and if you've ever seen an eggplant flower, you know that they just look like little alien flowers. They're so cool. And man, the zucchinis, they really do put out a whole lot of them. This was my final haul by the time I got to the register, and you know what? They got in the car pretty good. So we'll call that a successful mission. But because I'd forgotten to eat that day, it was time for a brunch. 3 eggs, a serving of cheese, and some ham makes for a wonderful meal. And I like to weigh out my food not only so that I don't eat like more than I need, but also so that I make sure I eat enough. With the prices of food these days, it's important that like I kind of ration stuff out a little bit. And it's important that I eat enough that I stay healthy and able to do all these things, as well as like, work out, build muscle, and do all the stuff I gotta do on a day-to-day. And it's not like a tiny brunch either. This is a good amount of food, and it keeps you full for quite a while. And when you add a little seasonings like garlic powder, onion powder on top of eggs, it tastes delicious. Here's the macro spread for a meal like that. Coffee break until we're ready to put all the plants out. I'm surprised. All of those plants were only like maybe $88, $88.40. Considering the amount of stuff that I got and how much they're going to grow, that's not bad. Not bad at all. And like, they're things that would be super duper expensive to buy in a store, right? Like purple eggplants, Chinese 5-pepper, like incredible. Incredible that I got all of that for $88. I'm not one to plant like flowers because I want my garden to have function. I don't want it to just be ornamental. But the borage, I do know, is going to make some really pretty purple flowers. I got the Chinese 5-pepper because it itself has this really cool purple flower, and eggplants have the most super cute fuzzy purple flowers. And like, I love eggplant, my boyfriend doesn't like it so much, but I will get eggplant if for only just to see those flowers. I love them so much. But once we're done with the coffee, this comes the hard part of getting all the dirt in the buckets, and then getting all the plants in the buckets with it. So that's why we're in gym clothes right now, basically, because it's going to be some sweaty work, and this is going to replace my workout today. It's only 1 o'clock, too, which isn't that bad. Could be worse. Could be a lot worse. But I managed to get a lot of stuff done today before I had to take my car to get fixed, so good. After I play with the dirt and all that, we're going to finish up some other work, and that's pretty much my day for today, so... Alright, so first thing you gotta do is actually soak all of these again because they can get dry pretty easily just sitting out in the sun on the farm. When they're nice and soaked through, they actually come out of their little boxes a lot easier, and you want that because you don't want to be like just losing all of the dirt that's in them and potentially messing up their roots. Now, I'm a little annoyed at myself because I thought I did the math right to fill this tower, but it turns out I accidentally got like 2 3/4 of a bag of dirt more than I needed. Oh well, I guess I just gotta get more pots and more plants. But this is reason 5,007,201 why I work out, because huffing these giant bags of dirt up and holding them up long enough to empty them into this thing was quite a challenge. I am not a very tall person, so this tower was kind of a struggle to kind of, maneuver around. This is the garden tower from the Garden Tower project, and honestly, like, I think they said to water the whole thing once you fill it a third of the way, so I tried to do that, try to get like the dirt not to kind of make weird air pockets that could potentially collapse. But then I had to go fit another like 3-ish bags up in there.
And then finally, it was done. It also has this tray at the bottom that catches like all the compost and all the water, which is really nice because it makes like garden tea so you can pour it back in. This one had some kind of weird charcoal water in it that I didn't want to put back in the dirt, so I just dumped that out. And finally, it was time to just soak up the last bit of dirt in here so to get it nice and, ready for planting and then get to the main attraction, which is getting all these babies in here. Look at this great white tomato. This is apparently going to make 1 pound tomatoes, which to me is like concerning because how is this little plant going to handle that? But as you can see, they do slide right out once they're nice and soaked, and I like to just kind of break up the roots a little bit at the bottom so they're not like so compact like they were in that box, and then I just meshed them into this little compartment here. Next was our German pink tomatoes, and of course our very dramatic black tomatoes. Gonna be super goth in the garden. And then we had this little Defiant tomato, which has a very cute name. It's disease resistant, so that one's tiniest going on the bottom ring. And then last but not least, a classic, the Brandywine Pink. Now I didn't choose the name for this eggplant, but it is an Asian style eggplant, which means it's going to probably be longer and have like a different color pattern. So I got that one as well as a couple classic eggplants because again, I love the flowers and the fruits themselves are actually really pretty too. And they make excellent eggplant parmesan, fresh off the vine, you bet. Next we have all of our basil. I've got some red basil here, as well as some really interesting Thai basil, which has this cute little bit of flowers on top. I had to pinch that off because you don't want the basil to make flowers. It kind of messes with the taste of the herb. But those are my 2 special basils. Oh, and there goes all of my pots. Thank you, wind. Anyway, the rest of my basils are just regular basil, and we also got plenty of Italian parsley too. Fresh parsley just makes for a really nice kind of almost lightly peppery garnish on things. And if you remember that purple flower, yes, I did absolutely get that pepper. It's my one special Chinese 5-color pepper, and I just had to get it for those little purple flowers. They're so cute. I have only ever seen peppers have white flowers, but this is going to make a purple fruit. Little purple beauty, peppers, bell peppers, and then of course these Thai hot peppers, which are delicious when you put them fresh on top of any kind of Chinese food or anything like that. Next we have one little thing of dill to go by all the zucchini and lots of zucchini. So here I actually kind of tried to pull them apart a little bit because there was just a ton in each square and I wasn't going to try and waste them all, Unfortunately, I did have to open up another bag of dirt, which was really annoying, but oh well, it is what it is. Last I had some borage, which is a great companion plant with zucchinis and tomatoes. Broke them up so that they weren't competing with each other, which, I'm going to have to thin those zucchinis later because they definitely had a lot packed in one. But then, that was it. We got them all in there. I didn't think I was going to fill up every single space, but naturally, with all of the seedlings packed into each of those little cubes, I ended up having a lot more than I thought I would. So again, $88, over 50 plants. That is pretty damn good. After that, I wrapped up the night with some more writing and just kind of chilling out by the TV. And that is what we call a pretty solid hard days of work. So, see ya!